Welcome back. You're now watching the entertainment segment of the weekend show. And last week we had a couple of brilliant artists and musicians who had performed for us. But you know, we're still celebrating Jesus' birthday. And one of the best ways to do it is through music. There's been lots of carols and the likes. But something we have also focused on a lot this year on this show are gospel artists. They do a lot. And in a country where we believe in a lot of hope and faith and we need inspiration, music does that for a lot of people. And I'm someone who absolutely loves music. And so I met this exciting young man. His name is Chijay, who is a gospel artist. And I felt it would be fascinating for us to have a conversation about his journey so far and what he has been up to. Good morning, Chijay, and welcome to the weekend
Good
show.
morning, sir.
Compliments.
Same to you. Same to you, sir.
So, how did you get into music?
Well,
Let me guess, the church?
Exactly, yes. I grew up in the church. I've always been a church boy. My dad is a pastor. So I grew up where music was just all over around me. When I was young, at 8 years, we had this organ in the house. And there was this rule that you don't get to play it until you are 12 years old. So when my dad goes out, I climb this stool, just dabble on it. And from there, the music started forming part of me. I grew up as an instrumentalist in the church in my early years. Then now moved into writing of songs, then singing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, how long have you've been doing it since you were?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
So besides the organ, what do you play any other instruments?
I play some of those like bass guitar, but majorly keyboard.
So I've seen a lot of gospel artists start with gospel,
Yes.
then get into what's called secular music. And some of the best people we have right now globally started from the church. I've seen a video of Davido playing the drums in church when he was much younger, and I thought that was quite cool. Are you going to leave the fold into secular music?
No. I'll remain in gospel.
Tell us about your music. I understand you have a song called Yahweh Okaka.
Okaka, yes.
How did that happen, and what's the song about?
I got that inspiration in my dream, literally in my dream. I found myself in a large audience. They were singing, Yahweh Okaka. I didn't know what that meant because I've never heard the combination of those two words before. I know of Yahweh, I know of Okaka. So when I woke up, I just used my phone, just recorded the little I could remember. Then I went back, prayed, and I received inspiration for the full version of the song. If you talk about Yahweh Okaka, Yahweh means God. Okaka, I'm Igbo by tribe, Abia State. So when somebody has done something great for you, you say, Okaka, Igwe, you hail somebody. And I looked at it, I said, there's no other person that we can attribute that name to apart from God. So I think I'm the first to merge those two words together. Yahweh Okaka.
I like when there's this fusion of music. It reminds me of this Olaru Agbaye song with Chandler Moore and Nathaniel Bassey. And music is such a universal language that you don't even need to know what they're talking about. But I can sing Yahweh Okaka, and if it connects me to God, that works. But how has the reception been so far, especially as a gospel artist?
Well, it's been good. You know, the church is actually where you can find expression. The church is actually where you can be promoted. In my local church, my pastor has been doing very well for us. He was giving us some platform to push our songs to the world. And so far, that particular song has been received with so much testimonies. I've written some couple of songs, I've produced some songs before that, but that particular song I've received a lot of testimonies of that song. I've ministered that song in some churches, and the reviews I've always gotten is mind-blowing.
Okay.
So I think it's something, and the way I got the inspiration is actually strange, because other songs I've written, I barely get them in my dreams. This one was direct.
So it's one of those things that you say it was from God.
Like from God, yes, exactly.
From the Spirit. And so we do have his video for Yahweh Okaka. We'll play it at some point during this show.
Yes, sir.
So what's next for you? Is there an album? Are you doing a concert? More live performances?
My friends have been asking me, because I have, today, this year alone, I released about 5 songs, single tracks. Last year, I released about 3. So I have songs everywhere. So I think I need to, next year, by God's grace, my plan is to combine everything together through a concert, then an album. And I want to term it The Dawn of Worship.
I was about to ask you what's the name. So I'm a huge fan of worship, absolute fan. Maverick City, Hillsong, Elevation, Nathaniel Bassey, Sinach. And I see what gospel music is doing globally. Sinach's song Waymaker in 2020 was one of the most listened to gospel worship songs in the world. I've seen people like Leland redo it. I've seen people like Israel, a couple of big names redo this song, and it gives me so much pride knowing that this is a Nigerian artist, but also that the praise is going to God. So I want to tell you, well done. I think what you're doing is fascinating. We are here to support you. We have a video which we'll play at some point. But for people who want to get in touch with you, how can they find you? What's your social media handles? Okay,
on YouTube, Chijay E, Chijay. On Instagram, Chijay_E. But if you get to my YouTube, you'll get most of my
so you can check him out, Chijay_E on YouTube. He has a new song called Yahweh Okaka, which we can't wait to play for you. And we do wish you all the best in all your endeavors. Hopefully we'll get you back here when you release your album, and we'll do all we can to support you. Congratulations on your new song.
Thank you, sir.
And have a happy new year.
And you too, sir.
Thank you so much. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we have Emeka with the poetic interlude and then the political segment of the weekend show.